Hello, guys and girls. Chokester here, bringing you another episode of FTB Unstable. We are up to episode 14 today, and as you see, I have done some blood magic removing. So, the problem I had was that the blood magic, when I go to the next tier, there's going to have to be a beacon on all four of these. It was going to actually be inside of the base. You know, it had to cut a hole. It needs clear line of sight to the ceiling, to the sky, and I just wasn't having that. So I have moved it over. We are outside of the chunk borders for a portion of it, but as long as the altar is in here, we're okay. So we're still going to be chunk loaded. But I promised last episode we'd get into another ritual, and this one is to upgrade our armor. We're not going to do a lot of blood magic today, but I want to just finish up on this because this armor that I have is maxed out right now on our upgrade points, and I want to keep going. So first thing we do is put this down. Actually, yeah, I should be able to do it on the bottom, on the ground. We'll see. We might need one more block, but I have this already set to Ritual of Living Evolution. So we're going to right click on this and see, am I in the way? Yeah, we might have to go up one. So let me redo that. Give me just a piece of dirt, please. All right, let's move this up one. And this doesn't have to be in a chunk or anything, but all right, let's try this one. And one of the ways you know that it's done is that it uses 48 blocks, and I had 48 blocks in my inventory, and they are no longer there. So, cool. We can hit this now with the weak activation crystal, and a rush of energy flows through the ritual. Let's stand back and take a look at this thing. It's pretty big. Okay, so what we're going to do, notice we've got 100 upgrade points on here. We're going to jump up here. Boom, I just got upgraded. And so now we have a max of 300. And you see there's a few of them queued up there. Most notably, Quick Feet upgraded significantly. Let's see, we didn't get any more healthy, which is really what we want. And I think we might have got one more tough palm, but mostly Quick Feet because I've been doing some running around and so on. So that's all we need this ritual for. We never need it again. I'm going to take it down. And we're going to build the next one. We can reuse these, which is really cool. We don't need to make all these again because while they're not horribly expensive, they do have a little bit of cost associated with them. So we're going to put this back down here, and we're going to change this to the very next one in this sequence is the previous one. So I'm going back. Sound of the Cleansing Soul. You want to make sure you have enough inventory space. So I do. Put that on there, and we're going to build this guy. It also takes 48 blocks. Remember, you can look at the tooltip, and it'll tell you how many it takes. Wait for the particles to finish, and all of our blocks should be gone, and they are. Excellent. We hit this with the activation crystal, and rush of energy flows through, and now I have... well, that's loud. I have all of the things on there, and everything's taken off. Okay? So I have all of these now. Now we're going to want to keep this one up. So let's keep that up. But what I want to do is I want to go in here. Now I can put back any of these that I want on there. So I don't think I really want Quick Feet, but one good way to do this is if I were to go up here, and I'm going to get my big storage, love it. I'm going to get this guy here. And oh, you know what? Instead of wasting, let's put our, let's see, this guy. Let's put this guy in here and let it fill up our soul network. I have, let's see how many I have. I have 139 in my personal soul network. So I'm going to cut myself a few times. I'll probably get those same guys, the tough palms, the solar powered and healthy again. But we want an extra healthy, and I'll show you why in a second. So let me get these. Which one did we get? We got tough palms, figured. You notice we lost our health. So, that's the downside, but we're not going to keep this off for very long. We're going to put this back on. Did I get a second one, or is that still, yeah, oh yeah, I did get the healthy. Good. That's what we want. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take this back off. We have to reactivate. Okay, rush of energy. Boom. Now, nothing's on there again, right? Yeah. and we got another healthy, plus our original healthy, which is right there. So the reason I want 2 is because we are going to create a training bracelet. So bracelet, oops. Okay, so we create, these are all just the ones that have the stuff on there. So, and we can't craft them. We can only craft this first here, but we can, oh, let me grab my orb and empty hand. Get this out of there. Grab that. All right. So we need to grab this first one here. We'll grab a training bracelet, and then in an anvil, I think it's going to require some, enchantment cost of 1. So let me grab a level. Put this, and we want to put the first tier on there. Okay. We don't want to waste the 4th one, because this one effectively becomes unusable again. So we've already got that. We put that on there, and now anytime this is in our inventory, there will be nothing else but healthy going on, and going on to our armor. So I'm going to add this back on. All right. So now we have, put that on. We now have just healthy on there, and the only thing else that will ever be allowed to go on there is healthy, and I can maximize this without having anything else on there. But in the meantime, I don't care about tough palms. Fierce strike, absolutely. And solar powered, I don't care that much about that. I believe that's, like I said last episode, I wasn't very clear when I re-listened to it. What I believe that is the ability to heal while you don't have as much, or while you don't have full saturation. I think that's what that is. It also could be healing at night, but I mean, we heal during the night as well. So there's been, like I said, the wiki is not very clear on that. So strong legs, I really don't care that much about that. That's how high you jump. Dwarven might is how quick you mine. I did quite a bit of mining, so that's why I've got Dwarven might on there. Quick feet is nice. I'm already fairly fast, with my Sojourner Sash, especially when I sprint. It might be nice. You know what? I tell you what, I'm going to throw that on right now. We'll keep it on for a while. Remember, it's not going to upgrade that. It's only going to keep it on there for right now. So Dwarven Might and Tough Palms we don't care about. So the only other one that I could put on there for right now is Strong Legs. Definitely want Fierce Strike. Let's pop that on. And yeah, let's throw Strong Legs on there for right now. Okay, so we have just those on there, but you see I have a ton of upgrade points left. And so now every time I go out there and add blood, I'm going to be upgrading that healthy. So cool. Okay, so let's deviate from that a bit. Now what we're going to do, let me dump these in a chest. I have room in here. I'm going to leave these here in case I ever want them in the future. I seriously doubt I will. I can't really think of anything that I would want. Maybe the solar powered, but again, I'm not sure the value of that. So we need to keep this in here because we're going to do that. Okay, so we're done with blood magic for a while. And sacrificial dagger we'll throw up there. Sure. All right, good. And let me grab this guy too. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we want to work on a cool mod called environmental tech. All right, environmental tech has all kinds of cool stuff. It has solar panels. It has lightning rods. Those two generate power. We have ore miners, which generate ore from the void, meaning it's not actually mining it in the overworld. It's actually creating it out of thin air. Well, in theory, from the void. All right. There's also a resource miner. And so using a resource miner gives you things like hardened clay and basalt. But one of the cool things, or the key things, it uses these lenses here. And these lenses, then, when you look at them, is, let's see, uses. How do I get, let's see, let me try a different white lens. Uses, there we go. Okay, so you can see as you use these, this would obviously be for the ore miner, and it focuses on certain things. But if we use it for the resource miner, it gets you, though, in particular, the white one here, since we're picked the white lens, would give you these guys, right? But the main one you want to get is mica. And so for some of the more advanced things, so they have a tier 1 of all of these. Tier 1 solar, tier 2, tier 3, and up to tier 4. Same thing with these structure blocks. But once you get to tier 3, you need You need the mica for various things. Let's see this guy. Yeah, you need this mica. And the only way to get it is with the resource miner. Okay, so we would need to do that if we want the mica. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to generate power with the solar panels. So we know of multiple ways to do power in this pack. So far, we have looked at the generators. We've done the, where are they? Down here. We've done the diamond generator, and that gets us a max of 160. There's the IC2 generator, and they even have some of the, we can create a nuclear reactor through IC2, and I really don't like that mod. It's so tedious, so I'm going to stay away from IC2 in this series. We have some of these others, and they're all kind of low power. The big power we know of is the RF tools. Oh gosh, let's see. This stuff is called deep resonance. There we go. So we know of deep resonance, and it can get up. So if you build a semi-decent crystal, these guys can get up to about 10,000. If you build a pristine crystal, which takes a bit of resources, most notably nether stars, you can get up to 20,000 RF per tick. That's really cool. I've done this already in a kind of a little spotlight helper video on my channel. If you're curious, you can check that out. So deep resonance is pretty cool. I've done that before. It's been done quite a few times on many of the YouTubers' videos. The other one is the endergenic let's see here. Let's do Ender IO. Let's see if we can find it. Where's the endergenic? How come we don't have endergenic? Endergenic? That obviously isn't it. Well, yeah, there it is. Oh, that's from RF Tools. That's why it's not Ender IO, it's RF Tools. So yeah, so that's the endergenic generator. So RF Tools. So all this stuff down here. That's Ender Monitor, the Pearl Injector, the endergenic monitor, and then you use some of these other guys in here to time it all. That's pretty cool. I think it generates close to 10,000 RF per tick, and that's pretty cool. It's also been done quite a few times, but I wanted to check out in this environmental tech and see what the solar panels can do for us. Now, when we, well, okay, let me just jump into what I've done so far. So I created a digital guide. All right, so this digital guide, the recipe is very simple. It's either alabaster, basalt, hardened stone with a book. All right, so if we take a look at that, we can see it's a decent manual. If we look at the solar array, it's obviously going to generate it from the sun only during the day. We know that. Well, that's what solar panels do. The cool thing is it doesn't care what orientation the sun is, so it gives you the maximum amount as long as the sun is up, not like some of the other solar panels we're using where they have an efficiency rating. So tier 1, 1100 RF per tick. It's almost 10 times, what is that, 8 or 9 times more of what we're generating right now. Tier 2, 6400, all the way up to 83,000 RF per tick. Holy cow, that's pretty slick. So we're excited about that. I'd love to be able to work towards that. In the first tier, though, is what we're going to go after for right now. So the other things I've made is this assembler. And so the assembler is kind of its own wand. I already created a solar cell, and then I counted out how many, I believe these guys I need, and I also have a vibrant capacitor. Every time it's in my inventory, it's running. I could go through a level around here and turn it off, but I'm not going to. So what we want to do is create this enriched sand, and that's just sand and nether quartz together. So I should be able to get, I wanted 43 of these guys. So let me click a whole bunch of times. If I did my math right, at least I want 43, and I can dump these guys back here. And we'll want to get these guys cooking up. All right, oh, and I'll show you what it creates. It creates this clear glass. So that is because we want to create the first tier of, where is it? Oh yeah. This guy right here, this solar panel controller. Okay, so that takes 4 lapis, 4 gold block, and this 1 solar cell. So I should have everything to make that. If I were to place that down, all right, and I use my wand on it, So, oh, the other thing I wanted to mention is this guide, that's all it says. It's all it says about that. And then you switch on. So it doesn't tell you how to generate this. So I did a little bit of playing around. That's why I built this. And if you click on this, it tells you at the bottom left, we need 9 solar cells, 4 modifier cores or any upgraded versions, and 16 structure blocks. So let's make those. So we need 9 solar panels in addition to the one we just used. So let's make 9 of these guys. Oh, so I need those glass. That's why we're cooking that up. So we need to make 9 times 3 is 27 of these guys. We're going to make 9 of these. Let's go grab that glass. Okay, you might say, that's too much. No, we're going to need it for other things. So, we're going to grab this. 1, 8, 9. Okay, and then what else did it tell us? We need, next one is 4 modifier cores. Now, let's look at modifiers. All right, so we have these 4 modifiers. The first one is just a basic one. Second one is a speed modifier, but it doesn't work on generators, so it won't work on our solar array. Third one is the piezo modifier. Ah, that looks really cool. It'll generate during rain. So an extra 64 RF divided by 64. I'm guessing that, I don't know. I don't know what that generates to, but it ultimately works in the rain. So it needs that mica. So we can't do that yet. And then the last one is the accuracy monitor. It only works on the void miners, whether it's the resource miner or the ore miner. So we're going with the basics. So we're going to, that's why I needed the extra glass. So let's grab 4 of those. All right, used up all my glass. And then the last thing we need is 16 structure blocks of tier 1. So let's erase this. Let's find our structure blocks right here of tier 1 or above. So why waste resources if we don't need them? And these guys, tier 2, will use those tier 1s. So we're going to work our way up. So we need 16 of these guys. So let's grab those. And so now we have everything we should need. Now let's go up top. All right, so I have picked out a place up here, and we're going to want to put this guy down first. And so the way I figured it is I'd put it right here. And if you just right click on it, it uses the stuff in your inventory and it builds it all out. You can check again, just like we did the runes. There's nothing in here, so it should have built it. All right, so there's no interface on this. There's no way to determine if it's working or not unless we throw down a capacitor. And so if we put down the capacitor, all right, now we show this here. Oh, that's right. I had turned this off in an attempt to get this to work. Always active, always active. All right, so now we can see, look at that. Right around 1,000, 1,100 RF per tick that it's pulling in there. And that thing's cranking. It's climbing up, and it's now generating 1,100. How easy was that? I mean, everything we had. And so my intention then is I'll be able to drop down right here, right underneath here. Let's go down here. And right there, and I'll be able to just tap into my power right here. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do that. Now the only problem is that this is going to, let's grab it from here. All right, and let's run it. Oh yeah, that's, come on, there we go. Let's see, I need to come back one more, and I don't know if I can. Nope, I can't. That's going to be a bit ugly, but we'll do something about this in the future. There we go. All right, so that will now add to this. Let me clean this guy up. I want to grab my wrench right now. And don't right-click on this. That's what adds those extra strands. Don't right-click with the conduit. And so we're going to set this to this guy here. We're going to set the bottom to output. All right, and obviously this guy's going to be input, and it's already set to that. So cool. Now we have free power coming into our base, filling this up, and I could shut this off if I wanted to. So the other thing I did was I remapped, I rechanged where this is going. So I want to show you this. So I don't know how this happened. If you look over here, this is where I started. I meant to do this whole biome. I was hoping that there would be diamond or emeralds in these extreme hills, but somehow the goofy thing ended up being over here. I never visited this area. I didn't map this area out, but this area is all dirt now, and it's pretty cool. It looks like a dirt forest because all the trees have been replaced with dirt blocks. But what I did was I put the guy way over here. All right, I found this. This is now where I have it set. So you can still see some of the remnants of that, the old, the show me what blocks are there. And so I placed it from roughly right around in here. Oh, no, maybe it was right here. Right here. And over to like way over here somewhere. So it's going to be mining this out. And the reason why is because this is a mesa biome. And if you read the notes, is that see the gold in here? I don't have a lot. I only have 4 stacks of 64. I want more. And mesa biomes have a ton of gold in there. I actually did some hunting around over there, and I couldn't find any what are they called? The mines that come in the mesa biome. So I wanted to find one of those and see if there's anything, but it wasn't so lucky. So that's pretty cool. We've got some great stuff here. Now, let me get ready for the next segment, and I'll be right back. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'm really tired of running all the way back to the base. So I want to build a matter receiver. So what this will do is I've already got a machine frame. And I'm going to grab this guy, and then I want a charged porter. This will charge in my inventory. So if I were to go over here, let's put him down about right there. So put one there, there, and then over here. If I were to put that down here, and I'm going to name it, I don't have to, but I'm going to. How about home base? And public, sure. Nobody else is on here right now. And so let's say let's say we want to go way up here. There we go. All right, and I'm bouncing around, and I realize, yeah, I'm tired of bouncing. I want to go home. So we hit that, and oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to map it. So let's go over here. Derpy derp. All right, I forgot. You got to right click on here, shift right click, and let's get up here. All right, so now we are bouncing away. Woohoo, fun. All right, we're going to go home. Shoom, automatically home. How's that? Very cool. Now, the other thing I'm very excited to tell you about is that Random Things has a chunk loader. I just found out about this. And this ender anchor, right? It's pretty easy to make. You're going to make a stable ender pearl. So it takes 1 ender pearl and a few obsidian. Okay. And then we can make just surround it with a whole bunch of other obsidian. Now this is an actual chunk loader. Let me dump this guy off here. All right, so this is a chunk loader, and so we know that my chunks are, so I've got this one, plus and minus each side, right? And this one, plus and minus each side, and then this one. So, but let's say, I don't need to, but let's say I wanted to chunk load this. All I have to do is put this down somewhere in this chunk, and now this chunk is chunk loaded. Pretty cool, huh? I had no idea. So now we've got another option besides chunk loaders. We know of the IC2 chunk loader, and as we've seen in Right Wing RB's Let's Play series, this guy was bugged out. We've had a couple of revisions to the mod pack, and so I'm thinking that the Industrial Craft has been updated and might be fixed by now, but I'm not sure. So we want to make sure that we stay away from this guy. No, just kidding. You could try that one out as well. We've got this guy here. I'm not sure if that actually chunk loads the computer itself. We've got the chunk loading word, which we've seen already in my series, and how difficult that was to get. And then I think I mentioned this before. The farming station is actually a chunk loader as well, and it'll chunk load that one. But that's, quite expensive to chunk load. But I'm really excited about finding this ender anchor, because now I can not worry about having to cramp things into one chunk right here, and like I had to do with this guy. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I am all full in my drawer over there, and that's why this guy is not harvesting, because this guy is all full as well. And I've been getting these infernal bulbs. That's from roots. We might get into roots in a bit. They got some cool things. And there's also some other things with hose. If I take a look at hose, I can get these wither irons. All right, so that means it has an unbreaking 10 on here, and the wither iron itself requires a nether star. You get 2 of these, so I can make a hoe with just 1 nether star. That might be something we do in a very near future, is build us a wither killing section. Won't be automated for right now, but still waiting for this to go live to see what you guys think of this brick or the other option I gave you in the last episode. So let me know what you guys think in terms of this. We will be working in a future episode. I don't want to do too much blood magic right in a row. I know some people don't like the magical aspects, but both Botania and blood magic are magical. But man, they've got some really great stuff. The other thing is, you might notice down here is I've almost got a full 3 bars. That's because I spent a little bit of time filling up my soul network, and I'm up to healthy level 8. So if we take a look at my soul network, which I think I put that away. Yep. My personal soul network is up to 676. I believe this level is 1 million, maybe 750,000, and maybe the next level is 1.5 million, or maybe it's 1.5 million for this, for the tier 4 orb, and then it's 10 million for the tier 5. I can't remember exactly what, but we're going to need nether stars, at least 4 of them for these, and there's some other things that I want to do for some later end Botania stuff that require nether stars as well. So we're going to be working towards a wither section, a place to safely contain the wither coming up in the future. But very happy with my charge porter, and I can just get back really quick. And in case you didn't realize, the charge porter does require RF. So you can throw them in here, charge them up, but remember, I've got my wireless charger now. So my wireless charger charges up everything. So that's one of the great things about that wireless charger. So we'll also need to look into storage, because while this is a really good system, it's great for placing things and storing things, right? When I walk in, I just right click and it dumps everything off, goes into its appropriate sections, and the few miscellaneous stuff I throw in my measly 4 little chests here. You see, I did upgrade this guy. It was getting kind of full. So I've been gathering up a bunch of witches, and that's kind of set me over the top. I also got 2 more resonating crystals and another enchanted book. And so, yeah, it's just was getting a little bit full. But anyway, so these drawers are really cool for dumping stuff off. However, I constantly have to pull stuff out of here and put it in my one working chest that is directly tied into here, right? This stuff over here. And that works really well. It's surprisingly good for crafting, and it's served me quite well. But I want something a little bit better. So we'll be looking at the various storage options and discussing the pros and cons of each one in a very short, very near episode. So we'll take a look at that. So, in the meantime, I have to bid you adieu, and thank you very much, everyone, for your support and all your comments and suggestions. I appreciate everything you guys have contributed to this series. It's been a great time. Thank you very much, and until next episode, have a good one. Yay!